Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. This is your brother Quan Wath with the Great Millstone Charlotte Camp, coming with another quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai. And this evening, I just wanted to touch on a quick topic. As you can see by the title, they shun the prophets, man. We were at camp setting up Wednesday afternoon, and we were dialoguing with Jake, but when we brought up that he's an Israelite, we said come listen to this word, man, right? But he said I'd rather not, and that's the spirit that a lot of our people are in, man. 2/3 of our people are in that. I'd rather not listen, right? I'd rather not come receive this word, And in the time of Jacob's trouble, man, in the time, of the Lord's wrath, guess what? When you're crying out, and asking for help, asking for forgiveness, asking for, deliverance, guess what the Lord is going to say, man? I'd rather not, So, that's the spirit that our people are in, and, it's proven right here through the scriptures, right? Now, this is Zechariah. It's like it. Zechariah chapter 7 and verse 13. It reads, actually, Salakia, I'll start in verse 11. It reads, but they refused to hearken. Hearken going into to listen, man, with intent, right? Let's just look at that real quick. Yep, listen. Let me see if there's another one. Salakia. To listen, to give respectful attention to, to give heed or attention to what is said, so to listen, right? And, listen, going into, you hear these words and then you act upon them, man, It says, but they refused to hearken and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears that they could not hear or that they should not hear, right? I'd rather not, here's salvation, here's the, the keys to immortality. And Jake is, pulling the shoulder away, stopping up the ears, right? Forsaking the word, man, refusing to hearken. It says they made their hearts as an adamant stone. At least they should hear the law and the words which the Lord of hosts had sent in his spirit by the former prophets. Therefore came a great wrath from the Lord of hosts. Look, the Lord is about to bring great death upon the land, man, right? We're seeing all these various plagues and pestilences, right? The sword, being sharpened and also furbished, the scriptures say, man, right? Esau, Edom about to roll out the MOTB. These mobs, angry, angry people, man. All these, various means of death, all these various means of destruction are about to come upon Babylon the Great, man. And our people, instead of listening to the message that can, that's offering them salvation, they're saying, what? I'd rather not. I'd rather, what's the word? Continue on in my folly. Continue on in, whatever bullshit is out here in Babylon the Great, man. Right? But when the wrath of the Lord comes, what's going to happen? Right? It says, therefore it has come to pass that as he cried and they would not hear, right? The Lord has us crying out to our people, man. Right? Now, ultimately, the elect are the only ones who are going to get it, who are going to understand it, who are going to receive it, right? But we're crying out, day in, day out, week in, week out, for our people to, hearken unto this message, man, because we don't want to see, if it was possible, right, we would want to see all Israelites come back and serve the Lord. But we understand that's not the will of Yahweh Shema Shai, man. Right? That's not his will. So those, we understand that 2/3 are going to be put to death, man. Right? It says, Therefore it has come to pass that as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried, and I would not hear, saith the Lord of hosts. Right? Proverbs 1 and 20 on down, pretty much, man. Really, the whole chapter. It's lucky. But Proverbs first chapter, is about to, be very, 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 very clear, man. These things are about to get, come to pass, be made manifest, man. Right? The cries of the people are not going to be heard by the Lord, man. He's only going to hear the supplications from the elect, man. Those who hearkened unto the message, those who received it, man. Those who came and took it in, with meekness and sincerity, man. Right? Not those who said, I'd rather not, man. Not those who shun the word, shun the prophets, right? Now, this is the word shun. It reads, in the etymology dictionary, it reads, keep out of the way of, to avoid a person or place. They're avoiding the prophets, man. They're avoiding the word, right? Because, the light is coming to the word, into the world, man. Right? And it's reproving their deeds. So let me just get that, it's exposing people, man. This is John chapter 3 and verse 19. I'll start at 19. It reads, and this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men love darkness rather than light. I'd rather not come into the light, right? I'd rather stay in darkness. That's what our people say. They pull away so they can stay in the dark. They pull away, they stop their ears, so they don't hear these things that are going to, reprove their deeds, man. It says, and men love darkness rather than light, because their deeds were evil, right? Our people are subjected to the most evil society. They're accepting of the most evil customs and ways, and they hate. I'm just reading, right? Verse 20, it says, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. You go into this word reproved, right? It says to reprimand. What else we got? To scold or correct, usually gently or with kindly intent. But these words aren't gentle, man. Right? You can't be gentle with Jake. Jake is stiff-necked and hard-hearted, man. Right? You gotta give him the straight skinny, man. You can't be beating around the bush with these people out here, man. You gotta give it to them, direct, man. Let's see what it says here. These are just some synonyms. It says reprove, reprimand, censor, scold, condemn, admonish, right? That's the point. They don't want to take part in that, man. Correction is grievous unto them, man. Right? Let's keep going. John 3 and 21. I'll start back in 20. For everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doeth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, that they are wrought in the Most High. Right? And that's, Lord willing us, man. Right? We want to come into this light. We want to be cleansed of our evil, man. We want to be corrected so that we know which way not to go, man. We understand, what way is not to follow. When we hear this word, as the scriptures say, my sheep hear my voice and they will follow, man. A stranger's voice they will not follow. right? We heard this word and we accepted it, man. With open arms, an open heart, open minds, right? And it's all through the will of Yahweh Shemel Shai, man, right? Because Lord willing, we be of that elect number. We heard that, that frequency, we accepted that frequency, we continue to grow, man, right? Let's go to, let's go back to that. The word for shun. It says, keep out of the way, avoid a personal place, to refrain from, to neglect. They neglect the prophets, man. What's that word neglect go into? It says to omit or perform, to treat carelessly or heedlessly, to treat with disrespect or without proper attention or care. They ain't paying attention to us, man. Right? We're a spectacle unto them. Right? What does it say? To make light of, to disregard, to be indifferent to, not heed, man. Neglect. Not trouble oneself about, right? They don't have a care in the world about us, man, right? And when they do care, it's negatively, That's why they killed the prophets of old, man, Let's go back to that. And that word shun, it says, jumping down, Salakia. It says to run away from, to avoid, to abhor, to loathe, to seek safety by concealment, right? Conceal. They blocking themselves off, man. And ultimately, it's the Lord blocking these people off, right? It's the Lord using the angels to keep them from receiving the word. It's the Lord doing these things, man. But that spirit is on them to conceal themselves, to separate themselves, to block themselves off from the truth, from the light, man. Right? They hear about this, that is presented to them, and like Jake did when we were at camp, he said, I'd rather not, because his deeds are evil, and he doesn't want to be reproved for that, man. But ultimately, it wasn't his place to receive, man. Right? This message isn't for everyone, Only the elect are going to be accepting of it, man. Let's get that in Proverbs, and then, we'll close out. I don't want to make this too long. So, like, the point is made, you brothers, you see a few sisters out there understand these things, man. Right? The Lord is only calling, the elect are the only ones who are going to answer this call, man. Right? This is Proverbs chapter 1. Do I want to start here? Yeah, I'll just start in 20 and read on down. Oh, actually, Salakia. I want to get that in the NLT. Zechariah 7 and 11. This is Zechariah 7 and verse 11 in the NLT. It reads, your ancestors refused to listen to this message. They stubbornly turn away and put their fingers in their ears to keep from hearing, man. They conceal themselves, right? It says they make their hearts as hard as a stone, so they could not hear the instructions or the messages that the Lord of the heaven's armies had sent them by his Spirit through the earlier prophets. That is why the Lord of heaven's armies was so angry with them. And he's angry with our people now, man. He's absolutely furious, man. Right? That's why he's about to bring great death, man. That's why he's about to kill 2/3, man. That's why he's about to completely wipe Babylon the Great off the map, man. Because he is enraged, And Jake don't want to hear it. Jake don't want to receive it, man. And the chance that you get, to Lord willing receive salvation, they wave the hand at, right? They stop the ears. They pull the shoulder away, right? They shun the prophets, man. And ultimately, that's them shunning Yahweh Shemel Shai. But guess what? He's about to shun them, in their times of trouble, man. This is verse 14 in the NLT. That was the point. Let's get that Proverbs real quick, and then we'll close out. Proverbs 1 and verse 20. It reads, wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets, because we've been commanded to go out and, on the highways and hedges, and to what's the word? Call our people into to salvation, man. It says she crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates, in the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? It's like you. How long? How long are you gonna love to, be simple-minded, man? Right? It says, and the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge, man. Fools, it's like it. Fools shun the prophets, man. Fools aren't receiving of this word, man. Fools stop their ears and pull the shoulders away, man. Right? It says, turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit unto you. I will make known my words unto you. And that's what's happening, man. Through the various videos brothers are doing, these epistles, the camp lessons, all these things. It's the Lord pouring out his spirit, in the hopes that you receive it, man. Right? Because I have called. This is him calling, right? And ye refused. Man, the Lord is reaching out, like it says here in the NLT. It says, I reached out to you, but you paid no attention. Man, right? Going back to that word shun, man, right? It says, I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand and no man regarded. No man thought about it, man. They neglected it, man, right? But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and with none of my reproof. The advice, the word of the Lord that's coming through these to the men, the prophets, right? They set at naught, man. They didn't want to receive it. It says, I will laugh. Say, I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as a desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when distress and anguish are upon you, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer, right? If you don't answer his call, guess whose call is going to voicemail, man? Yours, right? You shun the prophets, you shun his word, guess who's about to be shunned? You, man, right? So let me get my charger. It says, verse 28, then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, man. Man. Let's keep going. We'll go ahead and finish out the chapter. It says, they would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. They rejected my advice, and they paid no attention when I corrected them, right? In the NLT, it says, therefore shall they eat the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices, And what scriptures say about the ways of man, right? They lead to death, right? It says, for the turning away of the simple shall slay them. The simple are going to perish in their simplicity, man, right? And the prosperity of fools shall destroy them, right? So you think that you're living it up, right? You think you have better things to do? Guess what? You're going to be destroyed in those so-called better things, man, right? It says, but whoso hearkeneth unto me shall dwell safely and shall be quiet from fear of evil, man. That's the only way, right? This is the only way to be safe, like it says here, to be untroubled by fear of harm, man. To live in peace, right? The only way is to hearken to this message, man. But like I said, J.K. Camp, he'd rather not. He'd rather not have peace, He'd rather not be untroubled by fear, right? So guess what? The turning away of the simple is gonna slay him, man. Right? Man, like I say in the NLT, for simpletons turn away from me to death, and fools are destroyed by their own complacency, man. So the point's been made, man. right? Like they shun the prophets, man. Let's just go back to that definition real quick. They keep out of the way of the prophets. They avoid the prophets. They refrain from the prophets. They neglect the prophets, right? What else to say? They run away from the prophets. They cross the street to avoid us, right? They avoid the prophets. They abhor the prophets. They loathe the prophets. They seek safety by concealment from the prophets, man, right? They don't want to hear this word because this light, this glorious gospel, is reproving them, man, right? And ultimately, they don't want us to be reproved for their evil deeds, you know. So they'd rather, perish on this side, right? They'd rather, not understanding the consequences that they're about to face, man. The great death, right? But they think that they have it all figured out, and the Lord is going to prove them wrong, man, as He always does, you know. But again, hey, that's the point, man. Lord willing, that was edifying, to you believers out there. I want to close by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Hashem Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. And peace and blessings to the hopeful elect pushing this word with all truth, righteousness, and sincerity. Shalom, shalom. Wa Kwame Asherallah. Wa Abad Babal. DTA soon. We almost home, man. Shalom.